Hey, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to replace the O2 sensor on the 2008 Honda Fit. As with the other videos, I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just telling you how I did it. And I'm going to use the Chilton Auto Repair Manual that I was able to access through my local library. You should check out your library and see if that's a resource you have as well. I had the check engine light come on, and when I ran the code, I had the P0139 code come on. So I went to my cell phone and looked up the Chilton Auto Repair Manual as usual. I found the manual and looked up my vehicle. Now, one thing to note is you can actually look up the code. I had done that previously, and so I'm just going to the location where the code has the instructions. See, I come down to P0139, select on that, and then I start going through the troubleshooting to kind of see what instructions are there. And I did that initial part. I cleared the codes and it still came back. So I moved on to the next step. It says, does this screen indicate failed? Go to, and if you click on that, all right, so first we got to get it up on the ramps. Now I pulled on the parking brake. It's up pretty high, which is good. And then you need to get wheel chocks. I got these from Harbor Freight. Something to block the back to make sure that it does not roll back while you're working on it. And then going into the secondary HO2S replacement, first thing is remove the center console. And going to the center console removal instructions, it shows you the tools and gives you some key notes that you should pay attention to. Next is we actually have to get this part off, which is broken, but it's got these clips, these two clips here, and these two clips here. After removing that cover, I didn't have a manual shift knob, so as it's automatic transmission, I moved on to the next steps. Next, we got to get these clips. This is missing clips right there, and I think on the other side as well. So I do have some replacement clips that I will put in there. And then go to back, and you see there's a screw right there that we have to pull out. And it just makes it easier when the car seat is pulled forward. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Once you've done that, it should just come right out. There is an electrical connector over here for the cigarette lighter. It is right here. You can see, you just push the backside in and it should slide right out. Seems to be another connector, so we're going to disconnect that. And then it should come right out. Well, apparently we might need to put this back in neutral or something. Give it more room. So I'm going to do that really quickly. And then going back once I've removed the center console to the next step. Once you have that removed, you should be able to pull this bunch of cushion material and that'll expose the connector, the O2 sensor. Okay, I had to trace it back from the bottom, but really it's just this right here. If you can see it, there's a connector right there. That's the connector for the O2 sensor. And then you go down below to disconnect, reconnect it, and then feed it back up to that hole right there and reconnect it. After unclipping it, you go under and remove it from the catalytic converter. Okay, so now going on the passenger side. Now, as a note, you will need this type of a socket. It's specifically for O2 connectors. It's got that slot so you can put it around the wire. So we're going to go underneath. I'm burning myself in this heat. The O2 sensor is on the exhaust. You can see it right there. Then you have to take this and put it around this wire. That's what the slot's for. You can get it onto the O2 sensor. And try to not get loose. So there's this trick that I learned where you get a wrench that big enough to slide around that. Also do with a pipe. You can put this around here, find a spot that it'll lock, and then use that. As leverage to make the thing move. Or you could just get a breaker bar, which I remembered I do have, but a little too late. And it looks to be a clip up here. That you need to disconnect it so that you can unscrew this. And that is the old O2 sensor. And then it's just reinstalling in reverse order. First, the O2 sensor. Now we've got our old and new O2 sensor. So, gotta put the new one back in. And you always wanna start things by hand, so as not to cross thread. And then take the O2 sensor wrench.
socket. Get it on. Get your torque wrench set to spec. That's tightened to spec. Then get this wire and the clip hole that goes up. Feed it up. Get it hooked up there first, and then we'll come back down and connect the rest of the way. Okay, you can see right there it's feeding up, so we got to pull it in and connect it to this right here. Okay, now you can see it's connected right there. Now we're going to go back down. There's a little rubber boot thing that can cover that hole right there, and then the clip. We got to reconnect the wire to the clip, or rehook the wire to the clip. Back under the car. Here's the wire. You can see the boot right there, and then these, that goes to the clip. So I'm gonna push the boot up, get the clips connected, the grommet connected to that clip. Real quickly. See if I can position you so you can see. It ain't easy. This clip goes in here, and then up above, this boot thing can slide up. Push it into the hole, seal the hole off. There you go.
Then it's going through and reinstalling the center console.
And then lastly, we got to put this back in, and we got to hook those up to right here. There's one that goes there and one that goes there, green one and black one. We're going to hook those up, and then we'll slide this back in. No, I forgot. I need to put it back in neutral. So I can just slide this down. Hook those things back up. Show you. Yeah, the green one goes green. The black one goes the cigarette lighter. And then now you're in my way. Let's move you out of the way. Slide this back down. Adjust it as needed. It sits back down as it's supposed to. Now we can put the screws and stuff in, but we could probably just pop this back in. Obviously you don't want to have it broken. Maybe I'll try and fix it or replace it, but then pull the seat back up. Back. Now we're going to replace those screws. We'll do the other thing, the same thing on the other side. I picked this up from Harbor Freight. It's got a bunch of different connectors, so we are going to think these will work. And to pop them out, just so you can see, there's a little groove right there. So if you can get underneath it, because what happens when you push down is it pushes out and it locks it flared. So you're gonna have to get it pushed back up, and that's where you would, I'll mess with that later, but that's where you'd use like a screwdriver or something, body panel tool, and just go underneath and pop it out. So I need 2 of these, and I think this is the correct size. I was wrong, those ones didn't fit, and so I'm trying this different size, the different one. With this one, you just have to push, it's got these ribs, so you're just pushing to push it out. Sometimes you'll break the ribs, so be careful with that, but it slides right in. We'll do the same thing to the other side. Somebody forgot to mention that I forgot to put this back in. So, thanks for nothing. Kidding. This back out. I've already unscrewed it. I'm gonna see if I can't just pop it in with by just holding this up to the side. You want to have the split down at the bottom because that's where the cable goes. So you want to have that wrapped around the cable. All right, let's get back to the last part. Now back to this, where you just push that in, and then the same thing on the other side again.
Now we go down, and once we've replaced it, it talks about doing the ECM PCM Idle Learn procedure. This goes over why to do it and how to do it. I have turned off everything. 1, 2. And then once we're done, just checking to make sure. I did also test drive it, and as it asks, it says, is the DCT P0139 indicated? If yes, check for poor connection. If no, go to, and that just takes you up to, does the screen indicated passed? Troubleshooting is complete. So to recap, I was able to fix the P0139 code and replaced the O2 sensor pretty easily with some basic hand tools in my driveway, which saved me a bunch of money. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this going over potentially available resources in your area, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.